Hey, Bob Desmond here. This old guitar was brought to me by some neighbor friends about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I have not been able to work on it because I've been too busy working on my own guitars and dealing with some other matters. Anyway, it is Sunday, the 28th of June 2026. This is an old guitar made by Giannini. It's a classical guitar, model number GN-70, serial number 2314. I am going to assess it in this video and come up with a solution to what I'm going to do to it. So it's a Giannini, Giannini. It says a masterpiece in sound, which it's not. It was made in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil, imported by the Merson Musical Products, Westerbury, New York. And anyway, here it is. Now, when I first looked at this guitar, it wasn't unimpressive. It's actually a nice looking little guitar. The scale length on this is 645 millimeters. From the nut to the middle of the 12th fret is 322 millimeters. From the 12th fret to the saddle is 323 millimeters. So there's 1 millimeter of string compensation in this direction, 1 added millimeter. So it's a smaller guitar. The nut is 50 millimeters wide, and at the 12th fret it's just over 60 millimeters wide. The action of this guitar is 3 millimeters at the 12th fret, 6th string, right here. And the saddle height is very high. It is, let me see my notes here, 14.5 millimeters from the top of the guitar to the bottom of the string. That's quite high. The sound hole is 91.5 millimeters wide, which is quite large for a small guitar like this. The top is spruce. The back and sides are some kind of veneer. They are actually laminated. It looks like almost like a rosewood veneer, and that rosewood veneer is glued to like a mahogany veneer inside. So it's essentially a plywood sides, and I believe the same with the back. The back is also plywood with a rosewood or walnut veneer on the outside face. It's a very comfortable guitar to hold. Very simple marquetry. very cheap tuning machines. They're terrible. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of it. What's wrong with it? Well, first of all, the first string is broken. Here it is. Got a broken first string. And somebody tried to tie it in place, but it slipped through again. So the first string is broken, but that's not its problems. Spruce top, it looks like a solid spruce top, believe it or not. It's got a lot of rattles as I look at it. Let's listen to it. It's out of tune. Sounds horrible. It sounds just terrible. Okay. So, it's got a few issues. See if I can find my pencil. There it is. The bridge here on the back side is in a various state of becoming unglued. I could, I'm sure, slip some paper under the bridge, as you can see here. Okay. So the one of the big problems of this guitar is the bridge is coming unglued. That's never a good thing. You can see I can put a corner of the paper in here. That's a part of the problem. The in front of the bridge, the soundboard is caving in. And I can't show you that right now because the strings are on. But with this ruler, you can see there's like, I would say 3 to 4 millimeters. This ruler is deflecting when I push on it. I'm not sure you can see that from the camera. It should be the other way. It should be domed. Let me check behind the bridge. Now behind the bridge, it's domed. So what's happened to this guitar, it's extremely lightly braced. There's a crossbar right here, and there are 2 crossbars up here. There's also a non-adjustable truss rod inlaid in the neck underneath the fingerboard. It's a U-shaped steel bar that runs from here to about here. I can't adjust it. I told the person, the liaison person, my neighbor, who has brought this over to me to look at and fix, I told her that I thought there was a truss rod in the neck, and in fact, I was right. So it's not adjustable, but the neck is in pretty good shape. It needs to be cleaned. The fingerboard needs to be cleaned. The frets need to be cleaned and probably re-crowned. The guitar is dirty, but it's a nice looking guitar. The wood isn't cracked or anything. It has some kind of a scratch here, and but it doesn't have anything to do with hurting the guitar. The shellac or the lacquer on this is very old. The finish is poor. It's sprayed lacquer, I'm sure. It's got some dings here. It looks like somebody tried to chew on it. I'm not sure. It must be good tasting because it's not just one mark, but there's some marks here. It has nothing to do with the sound. Okay, the main thing is I'm not sure what's wrong with this guitar other than the front of this caving in and the bridge pulling off. The guitar is not strong enough. The soundboard is not braced enough, and as a result, it's caving in. It's going concave in front of the bridge. So, what's my plan of attack here? Since I've already taken the measurements that I need, the critical measurements, also some of the strings are cut too low at the nut, and that might have to be addressed as well. But what I'm planning on, I also noticed that there's a slight gap between the heel and the body here. So, what am I planning on doing to this thing? And this is one of those dubious repairs that there's problems, but you can't really see them other than this bridge being unglued. So what my plan of attack on this is going to be is the following. I plan on getting rid of these old strings. I plan on taking them off, and forgive me, I'm looking for something across the room. But I'm going to remove these strings and throw them away. I am going to take a piece of foil and go inside the sound hole and push the foil underneath the bridge against the braces so that I can get an imprint of the braces in the foil. Then I'm going to transfer that information to a piece of wood, not this particular piece of wood, but something like this, maybe a little bit thinner. I'm going to cut out a little notch where each one of those braces is. And, sorry about the pause, I am going to make something like this, if you can see here. I'm going to make one of these just for this guitar, and it's going to have a dome, slight dome on the top, because it's going to push underneath. It's going to go inside the guitar. I'm going to tape it in there with a couple of pieces of masking tape. So this will be underneath the bridge inside the guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 braces in here. And you can see how this is cut out, and this is going to be what the clamps will clamp onto when I re-glue this bridge. Okay? I'm going to start there. I'm going to re-glue the bridge. That's the main event. Also, I'm going to, once the strings are off, I'm going to clean the fingerboard. I'm going to steel wool every fret and re-crown them. I'm going to do that. I'm going to re-crown them gently. And I am going to lubricate the tuning machines. I'm going to clean up the guitar just because I'm a nice guy and it needs to be cleaned. It's pretty dirty. It's got some scratches and stuff, but overall it's not in too bad shape. I'm also going to put some super glue in the heel joint. I'll turn it to the side. I'm going to wick the super glue in there on both sides. Let it dry. That will help stabilize the neck, because it looks like the heel has been pulled away from the guitar a little bit. The neck's being pulled up from the string tension. And essentially that's what I plan to do to this thing. Even though it's a cheap guitar, I am going to treat it just as good as I treat every guitar that comes into the Desmond workshop. And I'll do the best I can on this thing. And that's about it. The only other thing that you could do here is add a brace right here on inside. Add a brace that's shaped convexly, so it would be a domed brace. Put it inside and glue it in place. It would have to be notched, the bottom of it that goes up against the wood, because there's some fan braces inside, so the brace would have to be notched and glued in place. Now, the main reason I don't want to do that is it's going to change the sound greatly of this guitar. But since the guitar already sounds pretty horrible, I can't imagine that putting a stabilizing brace in here would hurt the sound. It probably will help the sound, actually. Okay? So, let me run through it again. Re-glue the bridge. I'm not going to take the bridge off. I'm going to wick some super glue in there and clamp it in place and glue it, re-glue it. Going to clean the fingerboard, clean the frets, and re-crown the frets. I'm going to blow all of the crap out inside. There are dust balls inside the guitar. I'm going to blow them out with one device and suck the dust with the vacuum at the same time. Blow and suck it out. Get it clean inside. And I'm going to put new strings on it, of course. You can't turn this into a Mercedes-Benz. This is like, this is a compact car, and there's no way it's ever going to be a concert classical instrument. It's hopefully after I re-glue the bridge, it'll sound better. I was going to lower the saddle, but because the action is already pretty low, I might lower it a tiny bit, but there are some other problems with the guitar. The string spacing down here is all messed up, and it's a mess down here. It's just not right. And these strings are all stuck in notches. See, I just moved it over where it should be. These should all be over a tiny bit. You can hear it going into the notch. I'm going to probably sand the top of this, lower it just a little bit, and I think it's plastic, and it's going to stay plastic. I'm not going to make a new saddle for it unless the saddle is broken or something, but I am going to lower it. The saddle seems to me like it's concave. Let me just look at this. It's not too bad. It's all right. So that's it. I'm going to try to help it. It will never be a great guitar, but I'm going to put some effort into it to see if I can help it a little bit. Okay? I don't think there's anything else to report. We're just going to try to help it out, and maybe it will have a new life. Okay, that's it. Bob, out.